Who is that 18?
Hey, what's good? What's good?
It.
Hey man, let's get this thing on, man. Very happy today, right? Very happy to be a part of the 49er Empire. Win or lose, we are on. Like, it doesn't matter win or lose, we are on. Of course, we wanted a different outcome of the game, but I will tell you that there's some positives and there's some negatives, and we're gonna get into that today, man. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing good. Surprisingly, I'm doing a lot better than I thought I would after a loss, especially with it being the opener. But like you just said, I've seen so many positives and things that I want to take away and put that into next week. So feeling good.
Feeling good, man. Talk to me about your overall thoughts about the game, man. I got my own opinion, but talk to me about my overall thoughts, man. And go Niners, baby.
Man, go Niners.
Go Niners, man.
It's always going to be go Niners. We're always going to have the faithful, right? So when I looked at the game, granted, I was upset that we did not get the win. Any Niner fan would be. But here's the thing. When I look at the quarterback that we faced, we're not going to face that type of quarterback every single week. This was a very special individual that made plays, right? Big-time players are going to make big-time plays.
Most definitely.
But the thing that, and let's start with a little bit of the negative real quick. So the thing that bothers me most, this team, it looks different, and it's supposed to look different. You've lost a bunch of players. You brought in some players. The team, it absolutely looks different. The worst part about us looking different yesterday was we weren't physical. We just were not more physical than Arizona. And that scares me a little bit because that is coaching. That's preparation, right? So then I move on from, we didn't look as physical. The D-line, it wasn't dominant. Okay. Did we hurry? Did we rush Murray? Sure. But our sharks weren't getting to the bait at all. And so we're starting to see the difference with having Buckner there and other players. Obviously, it's a big-time loss, but now we're starting to see that there's no continuity. Like, they weren't all on the same page on the defensive end. So that scares me a little bit. Now let's move back some. I think the linebackers played an exceptional game. I honestly do. I think they were side to side. I think they made tackles when they were asked to make tackles. I believe that they covered tight ends when they were supposed to. Now, Hopkins went off. It's obvious. Hopkins went off. He's going to do that to every single corner that he goes up against. So there's no reason to look at that part of the defense and say, okay, we're totally in trouble. We're not in trouble here. Now, the problem with this defense is if our front seven is not getting the pressure, Richard Sherman is back there. He's not the old Richard Sherman, from the Seahawks. That's just what it is. He needs this defensive front to apply pressure so he can sit back a little bit. Mosley, I thought he did well, but same thing.
Well, let's talk about Mosley a little bit.
Okay. I think with Mosley,
so
I don't think he had a bad game. I don't think he had a bad game.
Well, listen to this. You tell me. He had 11 targets with Hopkins, and out of those 11, Hopkins caught 10 for 96 yards.
Right. And Hopkins, he's going to do that to a lot of people.
He is, but I know it's scheme wise. I mean, we play a lot of cover 3, a lot of deep thirds. I know it's scheme stuff, but it's hard for me to know that we have to play them again, and they really schemed us up, right?
Yeah.
I would tell you, you're right about the D line. Kinlaw, the time he did come in was looking like he was getting manhandled.
Yeah.
Double teamed off the ball, combo blocking. I just seen him getting rolled over.
Me
I
too.
did like my boy DJ in there though. He was in there doing his thing, plugging gaps, plugging holes, holding it down. He was doing that. They didn't really run on us well. It was the quarterback running when everything broke down, which is going to happen with a special quarterback, right? Nick Bosa was Nick Bosa. Like he was coming,
Yeah.
very close, a lot of pressure. He was doing his thing. I didn't see D Ford, man. I didn't see D Ford do I didn't see him do a lot at all.
Yeah.
Kind of lightweight disappointing in that guy right now.
Absolutely.
This it's week one. I'm not gonna sell the farm, you know what I mean, but I will say that this is a must win. And I'm gonna say that to the Empire. We have to go to the Jets. If we're a dominant team, like we've been saying, revenge, and we're going back, we need to go back to the Super Bowl. We want to go back to the Super Bowl. We got to go out there and beat a team that we should beat.
Absolutely.
They got a statue as a quarterback, so we shouldn't have problems getting a hold of him, right? But if you think about it, like we got two in our division between him and Russell Wilson, very elusive quarterbacks, man, and they look good. And I hate them so much, so I'm not going to talk about them. But I will say this. The 49ers defensively had opportunities, even has how bad we play, we had opportunities to win this football game. I think, Jimmy could have put it deeper far in the corner, but I still think that he should have attacked the ball. I think he should have came back and got it at his highest point. Like if that was Julio Jones, is Julio Jones waiting to chest catch that, or is he running towards
Over the
corner?
helmet?
He's going to go palm that thing, and that's the difference between that's the difference between him and great receivers. Like I really think KB is a great compliment receiver. We was definitely like my man saying here, we definitely missed. We had a lot of injuries, and we still should have won this game with those injuries. I don't know why we didn't go after George Kittle more in the second half. I don't even think he was thrown at. Even if they was double teaming, find a way to get him the ball. I don't care what you have to do. Screen him. Whatever you need to do to get him the ball, he needs to get the ball in his hands.
Well, if you remember, Buda Baker, and I'm not saying it was dirty because you can't tackle people high. He tackled him low, hyperextended, and from that point, George Kittle was pretty much out of the game. I didn't see much from him after that tackle. And to speak on the physicality, like I was saying, Mostert has to get in. He has to get in. He has to cross that goal line. If we're not able even to get past the goal line with 1 or 2 yards, that you're not physical, and that's what scares me.
Well, you don't. Let me ask you. You said something about a tight end that we shouldn't overlook. Who was that?
Warner.
Okay, so he was the one who got blown off that ball. I don't know if you've seen that play. He was the one who actually got pushed. Well, he lost his footing, but then got shoved down, and then that guy came, and then the linebacker cleaned up. So it was a mistake, but at the end of the day, like you said, we should get in. Let me go over some of these snaps though on offense. Kittle, 61 snaps, 4 catches, 44 yards. That's not going to get it right. We just can't. Out of 61 snaps, Kittle's get 4 catches. That's not going to work. My boy KB, 57 snaps, 2 receptions, 34 yards. That's just not going to cut it. And I can't wait to have my boy back on here. That said Pettis is going to have a huge game. He had 45 snaps. 0 catches. Now everybody's saying that it was a play where Jimmy got sacked where Pettis was wide open. Okay. All right. I just still don't see it. Of course, my boy Mostert, 4 catches, 95 yards in the TD. I mean, he had a good game. He cold-blooded. My boy Kyle Juszczyk, I mean, I don't care what nobody say, man. He's special. Yeah. And he caught a ball. He was in for 36 snaps. He had 36 snaps. He had 1 catch for 41 yards. That was a big one. Yeah. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and say it, man. I'm not gonna lie, man. I absolutely love this guy. After this game, I'm gonna go ahead and change my background for him, man. Look. Here we go, right here. That's my boy McKinnon right there, man.
Yeah.
My boy McKinnon, my boy the Jet had a really good game, man. And I'm not gonna lie, man. He looked like a guy who is going to develop for us for the remainder of the year. And he is just now getting started. He had 19 snaps, 3 catches, 20 yards. Trent Taylor, and this is the one who kind of bothered me a little bit, even though that fourth down, that was on Jimmy G. Trent Taylor ran a great route. He throw it to the outside shoulder, toe tap, first down. We would have, you know what I mean? We should have got a hold of that. But Trent Taylor, 21 snaps, 2 catches for 7 yards. Reed, 10 snaps, 2 catches for 12 yards. James, he had 10 snaps, 0. Dwaley, 7 snaps, 0. Coleman, 6 snaps, 1 catch, 6 yards. Your boy Warner, 1 snap.
Oh, and my goodness.
And that's when he messed up.
Got pancaked.
Yeah, he just get out of the way, young man. But I mean, obviously, we got a lot to get a hold of, right?
Most definitely.
Well,
look at the offense. The offense, it was a collective effort on sucking yesterday.
Snap count for the D line out of 82. Bosa had 57. We're gassed. Armstead had 52. Ford had 46. Thomas had 40. Jones 39. By the way, Thomas did nothing in the game. Kinlaw 39. Hyder 33. That's Givens 22.
Hyder and Givens did well.
Yeah, I mean total sacks. Hyder had a sack. And so did Jones.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna keep it real about DJ Jones. I'm gonna let y'all know right now, and he's before the end of the year, he's gonna take Solomon Thomas' spot, man. He's gonna be starting right there. In that nose gap. But let's talk about. I know we've been talking about a lot of negatives, but let's really get on some positives here and talk about the squad.
Okay.
Let's talk about, in your eyes, what did you see that was some positives?
Some things that I thought were positive. I definitely thought McKinnon was a positive. I like that he's very versatile. You know what I mean? Another positive that I think is going to carry through the season, Mostert. So how they're utilizing Mostert, it's the same thing that they did last season, which gives me a lot of hope, thinking that this guy is going to start putting up the numbers and eventually the offense is going to click. Another thing that I like, freaking Williams, man. Williams and Tomlinson over there, dude. Man, I like that Jimmy was protected. Now, Jimmy got in some trouble with coverage sacks. Now, a lot of people look at every time Jimmy gets sacked and like, oh, you're holding the ball on too long. Everyone's screaming at the TV. But you have to realize, man, sometimes these guys are covered. I like that nothing really approached him from that right side. I thought the offensive line did well. And we had a third string center in. So I thought the offensive line fared decent. Now,
and he actually did pretty good.
Yeah. Now that's what I'm saying. Now, if the offense could have maybe had 1 or 2 more catches, could have got that Mostert touchdown, didn't have some of those ticky-tack penalties, I think this game goes a different way.
Yeah, I think my positives, one of my number one positives, was the Jet, but I think equal to that was Trent Williams. I mean, he is a grown man. Trent Williams is a grown man. Yeah. I mean, he was dominant though.
Yeah.
We better save our money.
Yeah.
We better save our money because we have to keep Trent Williams. He has to be a part of our organization. He just is a physical specimen, dude, and he is just dominant.
He had a great game.
Just dominant.
Game. Yeah.
Dominating. And I'm looking forward to him going out here this week and just crushing the Jets, just mushing them in the run game. I think we should be clicking. I hope did Trent Taylor get a lot more snaps because he was open.
Yeah, he was.
I don't know I'm gonna tell you, man. Let's talk about this quarterback. Let's do it. Let's go ahead and do it. So I'm gonna say I'm disappointed in Jimmy. Jimmy is like a guy I try to protect a lot because he's our quarterback, right? But I will call it the way I see it. So let me read this. In 2018, this is week 1 for Jimmy. 2018, he was 15 for 33, 261, 1 TD, 3 interceptions. Horrible. 2019, 18 for 27, 166, 1 TD, 1 interception. Horrible against Tampa Bay. We should have lost that game.
For sure, should have lost.
Yes, 2020, 19 for 33, 259, 2 TDs, no picks. I think he was focused on not giving interceptions, but maybe Jimmy just isn't that good on week 1. Maybe it takes some other weeks in order for him to get it together, man. But I don't know.
Well, I know what's easy. It's easy to blame Jimmy Garoppolo for this loss. And I know every single Niner fan, that's what they wanted to immediately do because they seen the last play. It didn't go right with Trent Taylor. So now everyone's pissed off. But the thing about it is it was a collective effort to lose this game. Like the only person on offense that really had a great game was Williams. Like everyone else did terrible. Now, Jimmy Garoppolo, where he showed me some improvement, he finally stepped outside of the pocket on one play. He finally extended the play. Now, I don't know why he doesn't do this consistently because it's going to save him from getting sacked all the time. But he finally stepped out of the pocket, which is a positive. Jimmy Garoppolo, he's not accurate right now. And I think he has a problem with accuracy, but he's just not on time with any of the receivers. A lot of the balls were behind people. People are coming out of the routes. The ball is supposed to be there, and it's not out. And I think, like you said, I think in his head, he's like, I'm not turning this ball over. He's not trying to gunsling, and I think that's dangerous. Go ahead and sling that rock because the offense, that's how we play. We need you to throw it in those tight areas. He didn't do that. He was being really conservative, kind of like a game manager, and I think that hurt him in the long run.
I think you're right on point, man. I think his accuracy is being questioned, especially his deep ball accuracy. I think the commentator was pointing out a time where Kendrick Bourne was on a post and he said let it rip, but he threw a check down, and I definitely seen where he had an opportunity. He should have let that ball go. Yeah, and I think he's more afraid of throwing interceptions. Like, man, it comes with the game, man. Brett Favre didn't care about picks, man. He's slanging the rock. We need that from him. I like going into this week that hopefully he's mentally prepared for what's about to happen. Luckily, there's no New York crowd out there, so it's really not a road game for us. It's just a travel. Yeah. And we'll see how he responds. How do you think Jimmy G is going to do this week?
I think the whole team's going to do well. But if we're just speaking about Jimmy G is going to have a fairly decent game. I'm not going to tell you that he's going to put up 400 yards and 4 touchdowns because I just don't think that's going to happen. I think Kyle Shanahan is too disrespectful to get away from his game plan. He's going to run that ball. So don't expect Jimmy G to come out there lighting it up, okay? But the thing about it is I expect Jimmy G to throw at least 1 interception because I think he's going to take some chances. I think the drama, the talk, all of it was in his head, and he came off the Super Bowl loss. They're saying, dang, your throw didn't get there. So now he's like, it's in his head on how to throw the ball. He's like, dang, if I overthrow it, it's not going to get it. If I underthrow it, it might get picked. Jimmy G's going to look at the tape. He's going to let this first game go, and I think he's going to finally go ahead and just throw the ball, get in a rhythm. Throw it to Kittle. Throw it to Trent, and then let's do the little play action and try to get your deep ball. But we didn't do any of that. We immediately was like, Jimmy G, you're the guy. I think in that first series, did we run the ball once?
Yeah, I think so. I think Mostert did. Yeah, I think he had. That's when he had one of them zone runs and one of them stretch plays, and he cut it up the field and busted for a little bit. But I still think we have we're just not all the way there yet. And I know the preseason looked like we was hurt by the not playing our preseason football, at least won a game. But they had the same opportunities we had. They didn't play either, but that Hopkins went off on us.
Yeah.
And I think he was motivated. He texts how happy he was after his team loss on his ex-team loss on Thursday night. So I think he had to come out there a little motivated to make sure, and he was definitely part of the game plan. I mean, they was throwing bubble screens after bubble screens after bubble screens, and
he was the difference.
That's going to force us in playing some type of man football at some point.
Yeah,
he was going to have to play some man.
And the thing about it is, you see, Arizona went and grabbed him. Seattle went and grabbed their guy. It's paying dividends. Let's just say that. And so the NFC West, it's not what we thought it was going to be. I can tell you that much. It's not what we thought it was going to be. The acquisitions of these players from the other teams, it's paying off. And we're going to have to raise the level of intensity if we want to get back to where we were.
I agree, man. I think we're right there, though. I think the playoff team. I said that before on our last podcast that I thought the Cardinals was going to be a playoff team this year, and I still believe that. I think they got some pretty good moving pieces.
Yeah,
and I think they have an opportunity to make the playoffs this year, and I think it's going to be three of us. I think it's going to be us, Seattle, and the Cardinals in the playoffs. We're all really good teams, but I think that the 49ers have a really good opportunity to show the world back-to-back wins on the East Coast this year. And I think we're going to go out there, and I think we'll beat the Jets and the Giants. To be honest with you, man, I'm looking at this schedule. Let me bring this schedule up real quick because I see. I think we can roll off some too. Let me get our schedule up.
Yeah, they have to win. I mean, these next 2 weeks, it's must win. I mean, if you lose any of these games, because you weren't expecting to lose the first one.
Yeah, so here we go here. We got the Jets. That's we can beat the Jets. We got the Giants. We can beat the Giants. They're having a horrible performance against the Steelers on. And then the Eagles, they didn't look too great to me either.
They didn't look good, yeah.
We could beat great. We could definitely beat the Dolphins. The Rams, hey, our division is tough, so we're gonna play the Rams tough. And then we got the Patriots, and that's gonna be a dogfight. But I still think we could beat them because they're limited in offense. I'm seeing they're still kind of Cam is still trying to learn it. Then that big one. Then that big one against Seattle. So I think we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We should be 6-1 when we play Seattle.
Okay.
November 11th. That's just my opinion.
Well, I mean, this team the offense has to play a lot better. See, the defense, I thought defense held up. I really do. I mean, you played against one of the most agile quarterbacks that you're ever going to face this season. I think the defense did well. If you look at the beginning of the game, there were plenty of 3-and-outs. And offense, for one reason or another, did not capitalize. I just, it's the same. It's the offensive woes that we've been seeing since last season. When we came out and kicked the field goal, I immediately was like, this isn't going to work. Jerry Rice, he just said it. He said, I seen Jimmy G. He was looking good, and I don't think we'll be kicking any field goals. Anytime we're in the red zone, he's going to strike. It didn't happen for one reason or another.
Well, I think if Debo was there, I think their defense would have had to not have been able to just double George like that, for one. And I think too, with Brandon Ayuk, with that speed of deep ball, like my man saying right here, when we get these guys back, we should be all right, man. I really believe that next week though, we gotta get the ball to Trent Taylor and KB a little more to open up this offense. I mean, when you got a running back that like Mostert, like he was killing even in the receiving game, but he can't be the focal point. The Jet is nice. I mean, we got to find a way to get him the ball too, because he was out there killing too. And they even had him on kickoff return. That kind of surprised me a little bit. They brought him. They brought him out there on kick return too. They were trying to win that thing.
Well, it was because Trent Taylor and D.Pettis, what were they doing? Every time punt return, kick return, they squandered every opportunity. The Niner staff was probably like, we got to find a solution here.
Yeah.
But what do you think about this, real quick? What do you think about this? Kyle Shanahan's play calling. Where are you at on that today?
I think he was being safe with Jimmy. I think he was being safe with Jimmy. I think he was trying to help Jimmy because I think he knows. I mean, let's just be real, guys. Jimmy is not a guy who's just going to carry us. He's not a Joe. He's not a Steve. He's none of those. He's better than Alex Smith. But he had an Alex Smith game this last game, right?
Yeah.
But he's not a guy who's going to carry us. He's not going to throw for 350 yards every game. That's just not what's going to happen. But with the scheme of things, I think Kyle knows that, and I think he tries to help him out by giving him, check downs, drag routes, seam routes with Kittle. There's things you can do. There's definitely things you can do to kind of help out a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that's what he's doing. I don't think this bad, but I think the second half, I don't know why we didn't go at George Kittle and forced it and deliberately go after George Kittle. So what you got on Kyle?
I think Kyle Shanahan, he's too complex at times. Like he doesn't know this. It's an old saying, keep it simple, stupid. And I don't know why he chooses the worst times to pick these plays. So he sends McKinnon, and I think it's a wheel route. You can correct me if I'm wrong. I think it was a wheel route. We needed 2 yards. It was a 3rd and 2. He sends McKinnon to the end zone on a wheel route. That's unnecessary for 2 yards. And this dates back to the Super Bowl. I mean, he continuously calls plays when he doesn't need it. Just run the ball for 2 yards.
Well, I mean, I can't be mad at his aggressiveness, right? Like, so I'm a guy who look at things a little different. So I'm looking at it in the sense of his belief in McKinnon, right? His belief in Jimmy at that time. And sometimes you call things to kind of throw the defense off on it when they're not going to expect it. I really don't think Kyle has too much confidence in Jimmy, though. I really don't. I think his confidence is kind of lacking when it comes to Jimmy. So I think he tries to hide Jimmy a little bit. And I don't think nobody really want to say that. But Kyle's a great play caller. And you got to understand, we played bad and we still had opportunities to win that game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just like my boy from Fourth and Goal podcast. By the way, shout out to Fourth and Goal podcast, man. He said they had plenty of opportunity in him throwing the ball. And I agree, especially to Trent Taylor. Trent Taylor was open. Now, I know the chemistry thing and all that, but I'm just going on Trent Taylor. I'm sure there's a couple times that D.Pettis was even open. Sometimes he has to be, I think Jimmy has to get hit in the mouth and deliver a ball. It just, I don't know if he's afraid, because even when he kind of like fumbled the ball, it looked like he just was ready to take a sack. Like a real skilled guy is going to put their head up, look downfield, and try to deliver, or just take the sack from where you're at. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I felt the way about Jimmy. I'm going to give him the pass because it's week 1 jitters. I told you his stats on week 1. He's horrible in every week 1 he's played in.
Yeah.
But I will say that there is opportunity for him in this coming week. And I don't know if you've seen Jamal Adams, but I'm glad he's not playing with the Jets this week. I'll tell you that.
Absolutely. And you want to know, I think this defense should have a really good game. I mean, you got, like you said, you got a statue for a quarterback. I don't think he's the most skilled quarterback that we're going to face this season. defense should really tear this guy up.
Yeah, and I like the fact. Well, he said that. Yeah, I see D.Pettis is their opener. Jimmy goes to Trent. Yeah, it's frustrating. I like that we're facing Sam Donald. Actually, Sam Donald's not a bad quarterback, but he's a statue.
Yeah,
and I think with the opportunity, I don't think nobody's going to stop Nick Bosa. And I think D Ford again into it. And even for my inside guys, my boy DJ Jones, man, shout out to DJ Jones. I think he's gonna be all right in this game. Shout out to Fred Warner though, my guy behind me. Let the best Mike linebacker in the league. I'm just gonna go ahead and start saying it. I mean, he looks phenomenal. He looks phenomenal. Like, people need to really recognize who this man is right now. He's looking good. I did not see Tart having a great game. I wasn't sold on Tart. I just wasn't sold on. I wasn't sold on Tart, man. I didn't really see him making the plays that I felt like he should have been making. Those plays against Fitzgerald, he had a couple opportunities against Fitzgerald. I didn't see it, man.
Yeah.
Come on, baby. We got to see why we should pay you going into next year. And I need him to show me that. He had a little pick because of Greenlaw. Greenlaw, let me tell you something.
Woo!
Greenlaw, hell of a play.
Woo!
Like, did you see? But not just that, for him to know that he wasn't going to get it, jump straight up, knock that ball up in the air, and that was a gimme. Yeah, that's right, man. Right here, best linebacker corner. Man, I'll tell you right now, Dre Greenlaw needs to stay on the field.
Yeah.
I just don't view it as being something that we need to we don't need to take him off. We need to find a way to make sure Dre stays on the field. I know we could play a lot of nickel, and that kind of limits him a little bit, but I think
he got to stay out there.
We got to find a way to get him out there.
Question for you.
Marcel Harris time. This is what I'm talking about, man.
What do you think of Jimmy Ward? How do you think he did yesterday?
I gotta look at the film on him. I'm a safety guy, so I gotta really look at the film on him. I really didn't see him out of position too many times. I know that play where Hopkins caught the ball, if I'm not mistaken. I think he was around that play, but I don't think that was his responsibility. I think they was playing some under zone coverage.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you, man, I just think that, like I said, man, we just have to do we got to do better, man. I think we had opportunities and we didn't meet those opportunities, man. What do you think about Jimmy Ward?
I think Jimmy Ward just was non-existent. And I think he goes absent in a lot of games. It's not that Jimmy Ward is a crappy player. He's just not special. And when I say that, I mean, he's not a ball hawk. I mean, one of his great marks was that he was a physical tackler, but he's always injured. So I don't know the level of physicality or durability, but he's non-existent. Like, he didn't make any plays. I don't think he had bad plays, but he didn't make any plays. And that is the difference between a defense that's going to take over and then what we seen yesterday. No one did anything special besides the Greenlaw interception. There was nothing special about this defense. And Richard Sherman is a problem.
Nick Bosa was. I thought Nick Bosa was a special. I know he didn't get to the guy, but he definitely forced. He normally forced pressure to move him in the pocket. So he was doing a lot of his jobs. They always say pressure is just as good as a sack, which was, but man, he took off on us. Richard Sherman missed that tackle too in open field against the quarterback. I forgot his name already. Murray. You forgot. I mean, we can't make it all, but you're a great tackler, man. You got to sit down and make that play, man. He was electrifying. But come on, man, we got to be able to make that play.
Absolutely, he has to make that play. That's why he's there. And that's what I'm saying. Richard Sherman is a problem. Look for people to test Richard Sherman throughout the season. Okay? And then when we play Russell Wilson, You don't think Russell Wilson just seen that game and was like, oh my goodness, I can't wait to play the Niners? Like Robert Salah, like he's gonna have to dial something up because the zone, we were picked apart in the zone, and then Kyler Murray, when he couldn't find a receiver, he just found the passing lane and ran in it. So it's like Robert needs to develop a scheme for when you play running quarterbacks. You can't play a running quarterback like you would play Derek Carr. Like it can't be cookie cutter.
Yeah. I know Salah did the best he could. And to be honest with you, they only scored 24 points, man. They was healthy.
Yeah.
And I ain't gonna say only because that last one, that was a great special run by the young man. I thought he was like he just did what he did. He did. I mean, come on.
I thought we had him. I thought we had him, man. And
you know what made me feel good leaving this game too is that I actually left this game believing the whole time until it was 0 seconds that we had an opportunity to win the football.
Oh yeah.
Before, as a Niner fan, I'd be like, we'll find a way to lose.
Yeah.
Find a way to lose. We didn't have a lot of penalties, but that penalty against Mosley, that pass interference was crap. I don't know what they saw when they called that, but that was a savior. Also, too, the intentional grounding in the end zone by Kyler Murray.
Safety.
That's a safety, bro. That was a safety, bro. But let me show you some of these routes DeAndre Hopkins were running. Watch this.
Ooh. 3rd down and 6. Here comes that pressure. Yep. Murray to the sideline. DeAndre Hopkins with the grab. Does he have the first down yardage? Emmanuel Mosley with the tackle right at the sticks. And on 1st down, Hopkins twisting out of traffic. And Hopkins with another 1st down to the 36. Fred Warner on the tackle.
Team 7. Kevin?
Carissa thanks. Kyler Murray pacing as he finds DeAndre Hopkins at the Niner 39. Emmanuel Mosley shoves him out there.
Alert, screen, or draw.
From the 45, Murray to the sideline. There's Hopkins, who makes the catch. 2nd and 10 for the 43. Here's Hopkins, and Hopkins gets down there, and I have to run this up there quickly to spike it. 5 seconds, no timeouts left for Arizona. 2nd and 17. Murray to the sideline. There's Hopkins, a little toe tap near the 40 in front of Richard Sherman. 4-man rush for Murray as he fires to Hopkins, and he's finding DeAndre Hopkins with regularity. That usually means good things. 49-yard line of the Niners for a 1st down. 4 receivers to the bottom of your screen. And DeAndre Hopkins, the only guy up top, and he makes the catch to the 20-yard line.
Winnipeg Blue Bombers, who once quarterbacked by the great Dieter Brock.
Off play action on 1st down. It's Kyler Murray back to work, and there's DeAndre Hopkins, his 11th catch of the day. And he's out to the 41-yard line, 18 yards through the air. Quan Alexander on the stop. The ball in the air when that occurs. Murray, swing pass Hopkins. And DeAndre Hopkins to the 26, about a yard shy of the 1st down. On 2nd and 10, 49ers bring pressure. Hopkins breaks a tackle, and Hopkins with a 1st down to the bottom of the screen on 3rd down. Murray, pressure coming. Open is Hopkins. DeAndre Hopkins with running room inside the 10. Hopkins inside the 5. Touchdown. Arizona back on top. 30.
Yeah, man. I can't hear you. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I can't hear you.
Anything?
I got you now.
Okay.
Yeah. What was you saying?
It's the zone. We're killed. We were killed in the zone.
It was killed in the zone, but I still think even in his zone. So, like I coached for years and I was D coordinator. Now, I may have been for varsity football, but I still understand schemes, right? I'm a football guy. So what I'm saying is even in zone, there's still communication in areas that you're responsible for. There's still what we call is being aggressive when they're passing your face. There is still rerouting guys by putting your hands on them. There are all those things, and I did see the double. What they did is run a double drag route on that touchdown with Hopkins at the end. And what that causes is that causes that safety to come down and try to eat one of those drag routes up. He picked wrong. He definitely picked the wrong guy, and Hopkins was wide open. So that was a mistake, but a lot of that had to do with Robert Saleh too. We didn't want to play a lot of man football. I don't know why personally. Well, let me take this back. I know why he doesn't play a lot of man football, because you got a quarterback special like that, and we played man quarterback. We played man against that type of offense. I think we would have some trouble.
Yeah, he's gonna take off.
Yeah, definitely, man. We got a big show Wednesday. We got Grant Code coming in from Sports Illustrated. Then we got my boy Wayne Breezy coming on up in here, man. And we're gonna have this discussion on Wednesday evening. Like I said, man, we're gonna try to double up for you guys during this season. We're pretty fired up, man. We're pretty fired up in regards to this season being around, football being around. It hurts that I can't even be at a game, because I definitely would have been at that game.
Oh my goodness,
100% would have been at that game. But like I said, man, I'm just happy football's around. I know they're going to the East Coast now, but the good thing is about traveling, and they ain't a home field advantage. They're gonna go out there and kick their ass, and then we should be able to bring this one home. We got 2 W's back to back that we got to get. So we're gonna stay tuned, stay grounded, man. We're gonna make sure that we're always going to root for these 49ers, man. I can't stand the Niner fans talking about we're done, it's over. Come on, have some pride.
Yeah, and you know what it is? It's that emotional loser talk. And I was then after we lost, my boys and I were in this group chat, and I said, "Here we go. We're doing that loser talk. We're talking about what can we do better, and why didn't this happen? When we're winning, there's no loser talk. Niner fans, don't panic. There's no reason to overreact. Jimmy G's gonna be fine.
Don't panic.
This team is good. They're built to be good. Nothing to worry about."
It is what it is. Man, go Niners. We're going to get up out of here. We'll see you guys next week. I mean, not next week. We'll see y'all Wednesday for the 49ers Empire. I'm Akeem. That's Blair.